boy. Today we're going to be talking about Creeped Out. I swear I have absolutely been falling in love with this series. In my honest opinion, I somewhat see Creeped Out as a updated version of Goosebumps. I feel like some of these plots are very similar to something you would see in Goosebumps, and today is no different. We're going to be going over this weird episode called Itchy, and it's low-key terrifying. In this episode, head lice starts to rapidly spread throughout a school, and no one seems to know how to stop them. It's about to get real itchy around this thing. Yeah, that definitely sounded better in my head. But anyways guys, don't forget to drop a like for your boy WansWrld if you rock with my content. But without further ado, let's get into this video. This episode begins with the narrator asking what it would be like to have an itch you can't get rid of. If I sip some codeine, I will surely find out. Bruh, I'm allergic to it by the way. If I consume it, I get real itchy all over. Yeah, but anyways. Now this story is about a kid named Gabe. One thing you must know about Gabe is that he was a pretty shy kid and wasn't really known for his bravery. He had never been seen as the hero, but when this horrible lice outbreak happens in this small town, he might be the only person who can stop it. You see, in his class on this particular day, they were learning about lice and how easily spreadable it is. No pun intended. There had been a massive outbreak of these little head monsters, and they were spreading around school and the town pretty fast. The teacher was informing the class on how to prevent themselves from getting and spreading it. Some of these safety precautions included no head-to-head contact. Yeah, she was saying this as two girls are in the back of the class taking a freaking selfie. Hilarious. The teacher also tells the class not to share hats, use medicated shampoo, and to always check for eggs because you know these things multiply as fast as roaches. Ugh. Now I don't know if you can tell, but Gabe seemed a little more creeped out about this than everyone else. I honestly can't blame him because someone right next to you could have eggs in their head and you wouldn't know. Whoa. It also didn't help that when he left class this day, he saw this one kid with head lice just scratching uncontrollably. Man, if they don't get this kid out of that freaking school and inside of some sort of hospital or bubble, he's just gonna spread it doing all of that mess. Bruh. But as you can tell, this was starting to affect Gabe's mental. Later that day, Gabe was at home talking to his dad when he finds out his mom won't be attending his award ceremony. He was a little bummed out about this, but his brother George tries to cheer him up with this nice drawing he did. Oh man, isn't it nice having supportive siblings? His brother had also showed him this cool Heat Vision app that he had discovered. Pretty cool. I remember back in school, me and my friends downloading that flashlight app before we could actually afford phones that had them already. Good times, man. Now this is when things start to get a bit strange. It appears Gabe's little brother had experienced lice at one point, so his dad would do frequent checks just to make sure they weren't returning. But when his dad was observing his head, the comb gets stuck and breaks, almost as if someone or something was holding on to it. The special shampoo he would use also had these little holes in it. Gabe had stated that they looked like little bite marks. Yeah, this is already getting weird. So they head down to the local convenience store to stock up on some more medicated shampoo, but the same thing had occurred at this store. What? Gabe's friend Frankie had stated the manager came in today and just saw them all like this. This special shampoo was the only shampoo in town that could get rid of this head lice that was spreading around. And with them living on the island, they wouldn't be getting another shipment in some time. So like, do you guys only have one store? Just go to another. Also, what was funny about this is that Gabe seems to be able to hear these small creatures. Yeah, it just sounds like a bunch of whispering, to be honest. Gabe and Frankie were on their way to the ceremony when this same girl that was always messing with the both of them starts talking crap again. But when Frankie makes a dad joke,
wonder where you heard that, your dad maybe? Frankie.
That dad joke was hilarious. He must not be around or something. So yeah, after she tells this dad joke, she starts walking up like, what are you gonna do? Honestly, school bullies in these kids shows be straight comedy, man. Now as the award ceremony starts, Gabe starts hearing these whispers again. They were saying in a creepy voice with hella reverb. Wait a minute.
Fill me with pride every single day.
So that's why that dad joke hit the way it did. This man isn't even interested in his own daughter's ceremony. Bruh. Also, these whispers start to get louder and more frequent, and Gabe interrupts the ceremony in a panic, telling everyone to get out now. And as you can tell, everyone is pretty much confused at first, but when they all start scratching uncontrollably, the headlight spreads throughout the crowd within seconds. This was freaking horrifying, especially because everyone had family in the crowd. Gabe, George, Frankie, their teacher, and Miss Dadless here escape from the room without contact. Gabe starts telling the others about the invasion of the headlights, but it was kinda hard to believe Lice were capable of a planned attack. The wannabe bully tries to call 911, but it seems her phone connection gets lost. Their teacher had also asked Gabe about the lice, and this is when he tells her he started hearing the lice about a few days ago. As Gabe explains this, he thinks he might know what the lice were after. We then see the lice invade the phone they used earlier to phone police, and the teacher for some reason thought it was a good idea to touch it. Like, come on bruh, you're the freaking teacher here and you're making these rookie mistakes. Now remember that heat vision app Gabe's little brother showed him earlier? Well, he uses this heat vision app to maneuver throughout the school so he doesn't run into any lice. Apparently this app could pick them up pretty well. He takes the others to the room where the last 2 bottles of the special shampoo were kept, as it is believed this is what the lice were after. And for some reason Rocky, yeah, I finally said her name, and Gabe thought it was a good idea to argue over who was going to carry the last 2 bottles. Then like idiots, they freaking spill one of them. While it's on the ground continuing to spill, they keep arguing. Like bruh, pick the shit up. Some crazy woman who was itching barged in, so Frankie thinks quick to save Georgie. Man, this part was pissing me off. Frankie was telling Gabe's dumbass to hurry and get out of the room, but he's just taking his good old time. Bro, I wanted to jump through the freaking screen and give this man a good slap on the back of the head. So yeah, they lock themselves inside of this room and duct tape off the edges so the lice can't get in. And ironically, the girl who was making fun of Gabe for being a little pussy all the time starts to get scared herself. You see, the plan was for someone small enough to go through the vent and make their way through the other end to get help, but Rocky was too scared. So Gabe steps up and starts making his way through the vent, but his little friends had come to visit.
They're in here. They're in the vent.
This part was a little stupid to me, not gonna lie. Look at how long this man is taking to actually move through the vent. Man, those things would have been ate this man up. Come on, bruh. But yeah, he makes his way to the bathroom and goes off to get help. While he's doing this, we see Georgie had taken that hat from earlier that his brother clearly told him not to touch.
Cool hat.
Don't touch anything.
Frankie ends up touching it and gets infected, but somehow Georgie didn't. I mean, he had to touch the hat to put it in his bag, and considering it hasn't been out of his bag since he put it in there, if he wasn't infected, she shouldn't have been either. But anyways, as Gabe is coming to save his little brother, he's stopped in his track by the itchies. Yeah, that's what we're gonna call them. The lice eggs were hatching and had finally made it to him, and as he tries to fight off the itching, he pours the remainder of the shampoo inside of the supply for the school sprinkler system. He then sets off the fire alarm, triggering the sprinklers and killing all the lice. Good for you, Gabe. Look at you stepping up, man. Now the next day, Gabe, George, and Frankie watch as pest control officers finish cleaning the school. Their teacher congratulates Gabe on a good job, and Rocky gives him a friendly nod. Looks like they were friends now. No more bullying for you, Rocky. Frankie tells Gabe he's a hero, but for some odd reason he feels remorse for killing the lice, which, like them, in his words, were just trying to survive. Man, forget those freaking lice. In the famous words of Dang Matt Smith, you better get that out of here. Now as the group prepares to leave, Gabe hears the whispering voices again. Yeah, crazy, right? He holds up Georgie's tablet and looks on in shock as a cat, which is carrying some surviving lice, makes its way back toward the school. Aw shit, here we go again. Alright, now that we have went over this episode, it's time for me to give my final thoughts on it. As far as the plot, I actually think it was a good story. This seems like something R.L. Stine would cook up for Goosebumps, to be honest, and with all these episodes having a twist at the end, that just makes me think of Goosebumps even more. I feel like this episode isn't necessarily scary, but I would say more strange in a way. I mean, you had intelligent head lice invading this small island by the thousands and infecting everyone's head. Nah, never mind, that's pretty freaking horrifying. I do feel like there were many times where Gabe's brother Georgie should have been infected by the lice, like in that last scene. Look how close he is to Rocky. If the lice had made it in the room by this point and had somehow got inside the vent with Gabe, what was stopping them from going in the room and infecting Georgie? Yeah, also he touched that hat prior to Rocky touching it, so why did she get infected but he didn't? That's pretty freaking stupid. Also, when Gabe was going through the vent, realistically those critters would have been made it to him and infected him. He literally pauses and has a small conversation with his brother while the lice were inside of the vent with him. Like, did the lice just stop invading and give this man time to talk first? Like, come on bruh. But yeah, other than those things, I would say this was a pretty enjoyable episode. If you would like to see more creeped out reviews, be sure to drop a like for your boy and check out these other creeped out reviews here. But until next time, peace.